Hi, my name is Mats and welcome to this webcast demonstrating the new Siesta Recorder feature that we're about to release in the coming week or two. If you're not familiar with what the event recorder is, it's a way for you to record user interactions in the UI. So you can click and drag and type and do all the things a normal user would to the application and have all these events recorded by Siesta. So to show you how this works from a kind of high level, I've chosen to use our other product called EXT Scheduler as the test subject. So EXT Scheduler ships with about 40 or so examples, and of course it's a lot of work to cover those examples individually with a test. So I thought I'd pick one and just show you how we can do this. So I picked the one called Configuration, which is a simple demo just showing the different configuration presets that you can apply, like from down to seconds, to years, to custom built presets. So to be able to test this in Siesta, all I've done is to create an empty test, and I've called it configuration.t.js, and in my harness I've added an entry called configuration HTML, which is the host page URL that we're going to visit. And then the test file itself is defined here. So this is the entry for the test. And if we fire up this in the UI, you see this, I can double click it and it opens the test. So you see the recorder button here. If I hit it, it's going to activate the recorder. I can basically start right away just hitting record and doing all kinds of interactions if I want. And then hit play to try it out. So for this demo, we're actually not really interested in testing basic features of the scheduler because we already have unit tests for those features. So these kind of dragging and dropping, resizing are not really relevant for this test. So we're going to go ahead and clear these. And also, before we start to actually record stuff, we should know that the application is actually rendered and ready to go. So to do that, I'm going to add a custom wait for command. So you can see here where we have a bunch to choose from, and as part of the scheduler suite we have a custom command called wait for events to render. So that's the first one. So we can just try that right now. Play, just hit play, and if we can go to the assertions list, you'll see that it's waited 0 milliseconds for the events to render. So this already works, and now we can start recording our interactions. So I'm going to hit record again, and the specific thing about this demo is the buttons that you see on the screen. So I want to make sure that all these buttons can be clicked and that no exceptions are being thrown, etc. And that it's doing what we think it's doing. So we can just first of all just play this back again, see that it's doing what I just did. And you can see that Siesta produced a list of results here, which are your interactions. So you have the type of the action on the left, the target or the value in the middle, and the click offset to the right. So you may not care about the offset unless you want to really click on a specific pixel or point inside your target. So for these buttons, I don't really care about the offset at all. So I'm going to go ahead and clear these offsets one by one. And if there's no offset, Siesta will just click in the center, which is going to be the most robust option for you anyway, if the sizing of the button changes, etc. So now we've basically fired off all the interactions we want for this test. We probably should assert something as well. So at this point, all we really assert is that there are no exceptions thrown, which is nice, but not really good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and add one more manual step, which is going to be executed before we go ahead and do the clicks. And this is going to be a function step where we can do anything we want. So let's first of all make this a little bit wider so we have a better sized editor. So here I'm going to just say we're going to get a reference to the scheduler itself. So CQ1 is just component query getting the first result that it gets. So we're going to get a scheduler grid, and we are now going to be interested in knowing how many events this component fires, since we know it's an observable. So there's a command called will fire and times, and first parameter is going to be the observable, second is going to be the view change, and then the number of times, which is 11 for this test, since there are 11 buttons that I just clicked. So this is basically all we want to do for the first iteration of this test. So it doesn't, of course, verify exactly that when I click the seconds button that the view preset changed is the actually seconds, but for now this is okay as a smoke test. And we can go ahead and run it again. Hopefully there's a result very soon. You can close it, and you can see that in the test result screen we see that the test is actually passing. So observable fired 11 view change events, which for now I'm actually quite happy with. So I can go ahead and click the generate code button, copy this, put it in my test, and we are done. So now that we're done, we can inspect the code that we got from Siesta. We can see the wait for events to render command. We can see the code we typed to verify the number of events fired. And we can also see all the clicks done by the Siesta Recorder. So that's all. We can now go back to the browser, hit run, and you can see the same test played back just like that. And of course, if you like Phantom.js, which I do, you can see the output right here. There's no need to even open Chrome, because that takes more time, so you can just run it inside of your IDE. I'm using WebStorm today. And you see it's passing two passed. One is for global variables check, and the other one is will fire and times. So that's basically all for the first webcast today. There will be more content coming to the blog quite soon. At least 3 more blog entries with videos, etc., and tutorials. So we're very much looking forward to hearing your feedback now, so please raise your voice either in the comments section of the blog or in the forums, or shoot us an email. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.